Hey, I'm Greg.
And I'm David. This is Dynamic Discussions.
These are the 3 things you need to know if an injury occurs on your job site.
At Malta Dynamics, we believe that planning, training, and high-quality safety gear are the foundation of a safe job site. These elements dramatically reduce the chances of workplace injury, especially serious injuries like falls. But even the most prepared teams can experience unexpected accidents. That's why it's critical to know exactly what to do in those first few minutes after an injury or an accident happens.
Number 1, get medical help and secure the scene. Medical help is the most important because you have someone injured, you want to prevent further harm to their body, you want to make sure that you don't put someone else in harm's way, and you want to render first aid, either yourself or calling emergency services, or maybe your job site has their own emergency services. You should be trained in the protocols where if someone is injured, you know what to do immediately and promptly to get service to that person. Secondary, you want to preserve the scene. If there's an accident that occurs where there is an injury that happens to a worker, there will be an investigation. It might be internally, or it might involve OSHA, even on a federal level, that can come in and do an investigation, and they need the scene preserved. It is not a crime scene. Nobody's saying that anybody did anything wrong. However, there is evidence. There are things to prevent future injuries so that that thing doesn't happen to another worker, or you can use that to educate future workers to be safe. OSHA's exact language on this: if a fatality occurs, the employer must preserve the scene of the incident, except to the extent necessary to rescue injured persons or to prevent further incidents until an OSHA investigation is completed.
Number 2, notify OSHA promptly. So if you have an accident at the workplace, if there's a fatality, you have up to 8 hours to report this to OSHA. If there's a hospitalization, loss of an eye, amputation, or anything like that, you have up to 24 hours to report this to OSHA. So you might want to know how to report this. So you can call OSHA, you can report it on their website, or you can visit your local OSHA office. So directly from OSHA's regulations, it states, you must report the fatality, inpatient hospitalization, amputation, or loss of eye within the time limits in paragraph A1.
Number 3, record the injury. If the injury meets OSHA's criteria for a recordable event, such as death, days away from work, restricted work or transfer of duties, medical treatment beyond first aid, loss of consciousness, or significant diagnosed injury or illness, you have to record it.
OSHA's regulation states, you must consider an injury or illness to meet the general recording criteria if it results in any of the following: death, days from work, restricted work or job transfer, medical treatment beyond first aid, loss of consciousness.
You'll need to use the official OSHA forms that we have shared in the description of this video and keep record of that for 5 years. So now you know what you have to do by OSHA regulation. Now, a policy on your particular company or a state safety and health administration may supersede parts of what we told you. We're just talking about OSHA. When talking about workplace safety, prevention is always the key. That's why we select the right gear. That's why we do walkthroughs. That's why we do training specific to the hazards on site. You can't always prevent every injury from happening, but having a good plan and having an understanding of what's expected from you by your company and by federal regulation is always helpful.
If you have any additional questions or comments, please reach out to us at maltadynamics.com.